Hey guys, so today I want to talk about Dulce Alavez, and she is the little girl who went missing at 5 years old in New Jersey, and it was in 2019. So that is 3 years ago. She would be 8 years old now. And so this happened in Bridgeton, New Jersey, at the Bridgeton City Park. And it happened on September 16th, 2019. Dulce and her brother were playing on the playground while Dulce's mother, who was pregnant, was in her car in the parking lot watching over them, but she was also helping her younger brother with his homework. So Dulce's mother was helping her own younger brother with his homework, and they had a scratch-off lottery ticket that they were seeing if they won. So it was around 4 or 5 in the afternoon, and this is right after Dulce, her little brother, her mother, and her mother's little brother all had went to a convenience store and got ice cream. So they actually have footage of them in the convenience store getting the ice cream. And so then they went to the park, and the mother was helping, the little brother with his homework. So she wasn't really keeping an eye on Dulce and her little brother, but she was like glancing up and seeing them every once in a while. So at one point she glances up and she couldn't see them. So she went over to where they last were, and she found Dulce's little brother by himself crying. So the little brother, I believe he was like 3. He was really little, and the only information they got out of him was that someone had took his ice cream and threw it on the ground. And so I think whoever did that also took his sister. But the police searched in the woods and all over the playground. So they found some witnesses that were playing basketball. And they weren't really witnesses to the kidnapping, but they witnessed a man standing near these buildings that were near the playground. And they said he is described as a light-skinned Hispanic. He was 5'8", and he was driving a red truck. So they had said initially they saw him, near the woods too. So that's why the police searched the woods. And they were hoping to find him, but they couldn't find him. They didn't find Dulce, and she's still missing after 3 years. So her mother did several interviews, but her mother speaks Spanish, and in some of the interviews there was a language barrier. In other interviews, a lot of people talked about her lack of emotion and that she seemed numb. But I always saw it as perhaps she herself had a rough life. And a lot of times when people have a rough life, they don't show emotions like normal people might. I've known people in my life who have had rough lives, and they don't react to maybe an emotional situation because they've been through emotional situations like over and over, and they're numb to it. So Dulce's mother not having emotion, I just feel it has to do with her life so far. She might have had a rough life, only speaking Spanish in a English speaking country. She might have got to where she don't trust people. She gets judged a lot. So I never really thought the mother had anything to do with it. But I feel like a lot of time was wasted on the mother. I really feel, my opinion on this case is that her daughter was kidnapped. I think she was kidnapped by this light-skinned Hispanic male that they're trying to find. I think he saw an opportunity because the kids were alone, and the mother, if he did know her mother was there, she was so far away, she wouldn't have been able to do anything about it. And the little brother, he likely threw his ice cream down to distract the little brother while he took the sister. And I just feel this is a really sad case because I don't feel that she's probably alive just because of what usually happens to people who are kidnapped. But I hope she's alive. There's always hope that, maybe they kidnapped her because they wanted a little girl. That's the only best case scenario would be that they actually want to raise her. So that's why it's good to always be looking for her. But I don't know if they've looked for surveillance. I mean, I hope they have after 3 years. That they have looked at all the surveillance on the streets around the park. And I feel like he probably would go to that park a lot to just watch the kids. And because there's a basketball court and some buildings, you could just watch these kids and have a different reason for being there. So I just wanted to bring awareness to the case of Dulce Alavez, and hopefully somebody can find her. I do hope she's found alive. I hope that whoever has her releases her, or maybe it's a family abduction. Somebody in the family took her. We can only hope for that. But I just wanted to let you know about her because a lot of people forgot about her. And I'll see you in the next one.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.